motions and hand movements and so forth done by a lot of time healers, drawing masters, different kinds of energy masters, different ways of manipulating energy. What I'm going to cover is going to include sleeping, which is what you see in Qigong and chronic healing. I'm going to cover additional ways of sleeping, such as moving energy, such as pulsing energy, massaging energy, flowing energy, things such as making energy kind of tingly, again done by fingers and palms. We're going to talk about different ways of causing energy patterns to be able to be broken through percussion, through sound. These include different ways of clapping, ways of tapping on something, snapping, and so forth. Each of these energetic manipulations moves things differently. Oh, and another one to include ways of pulling patterns out of chakras and chakra centers, such as reaching in with the fingers, imagining them going into the head or into wherever you're pulling. And another way, which involves actually doing a symbol on the energy center or part of the body to pull a pattern, which is draw the symbol with your hand, you coordinate with your breath, you flush the energy into the crown and slowly out through the part being pulled. And if you could see me with a camera that shows photons and ions, you would actually see some energy leaving the energy center as I pull. For those of you that are clairvoyant, it may look like strings, it may look like whatever. These are different ways of manipulating energy, because each of these different ways causes different effects. Now, the one that you're going to see most commonly used is sweeping. There's different ways of sweeping. When you're working on yourself, sometimes you can use this part of your hand, and it's like scraping off mud or algae. Other times, working on yourself or another, you prefer the outer part. I usually, when working on another person, I'm using the outer part of the hand. Now, sometimes you'll also want to do digging or sweeping using the chakras in your fingertips. So again, the energy comes in either from your crown, from your throat, from the other palm, or maybe the base of your spine. But remember, when you're bringing energy in top of the body, it's a finer vibration. When you're bringing energy in lower part of the body, it's a lower vibration. If you're bringing energy in midway, it's a midway vibration. So getting to what the different techniques do. You're digging, you would do your fingers in, you're shooting a beams of energy out your fingertips, you've got a glove around your hand, and you're digging as far in as you want. And you can shoot the energy across the room or whatever, and I recommend practicing with things that are easy to do in terms of PK psychokinesis, such as from across the room, or if you can see it in another room to practice concentration skills, like if you can look through a video camera on a computer. Practice manipulating incense smoke. Practice bending a candle flame. Simple things like that. When you're working on a person or yourself, when you're shooting the energy in, you can do digging, chopping motions. You can do digging like that. You're imagining your fingers extending in, where you're feeling energy patterns that you want to clear. So you simply focus on what is the pattern that you want to clear. It can be anxiety, it can be stress, it can be something generic like clear whatever I need to clear in order to think clearly. You can word it like that. Now, when you're using patterns, for example, pulsing energy creates coherency in the field. Like if you imagine you're blessing the earth and it's in front of you like a little ball, in addition to doing like that, you'll also notice that with your palms, you can resonate the energy around the earth. Now, resonating the energy around a body part feels like expansion and contraction. And you want to do it very, very gently. You basically go by what you're feeling kinesthetically, as well as what you're seeing in your mind, what you're hearing, what your emotions telling you, what your intuition is telling you. When you're doing a tingling kind of pattern, this helps energy feel good. It helps with the imprint. It's very similar to tapping. You can decide, do you want it to be yang, meaning you're pushing the energy with your fingers, or do you want it to be more yin, meaning you're pulling the energy with your fingers. And that is done by your intention. Remember at all times that you're manipulating manipulating energy. In order to generate constant energy, you want to be a conduit. So never using your own energy. You're always being a conduit flowing through you. Always touch your tongue to the roof of your palate. That way you're connecting your front and back acupuncture radiant flowing circuit. Make sure you're breathing full and deep from your body. When you want energy to have a massaging effect, you simply do just as if you were massaging. So like on me, I'm doing self-massage here using energy. If I'm doing it on another person, I call their name, I imagine them in front of me. And again, maybe if I'm doing their neck and shoulders, I'll move my hand just like I'm doing. And I'll imagine, again, my nice little gloves of energy gloves. You can also imagine energy balls, and you can pulse and push with the balls. You can make the balls strong, or you can stand with your hand, and you can squeeze the balls just like squeezing a balloon. That's another way of expansion, contraction, creating coherency in the field. When you see me spinning a chakra, looking at the chakra, when you're spinning it counterclockwise, this is to pull energy out. We always cleanse before we energize. Very important. Otherwise, it's like pouring fresh coffee into a cup of old coffee. That's why when people only energize, sometimes they have a lot of negative side effects. It's just creating more congestion. When you see it flowing in the other direction, that's to cause energy to go in, and that would be after you've cleared something. When you see, for example, somebody to break energy that gets stuck in the body, you can do tapping. Tapping is one way. You can do clapping. General clapping is like this. When you want to aim the energy, you aim the fingertip at where you want to clap. For example, you can see I'm clearing side to side, clearing downward. Snapping. Again, going up and down the body. What the snapping does, clairvoyantly seen, you bring the energy into your energy centers, out to your fingertip. It sparks the energy. It's a little pop, and it helps to break up old energy patterns, similar to when you make popping sounds with your mouth, which again is another way of manipulating energy. Now, I've covered tingling, massaging, pattern pulling, and sweeping. I've covered clapping, I've covered snapping. I'm looking at my notes to make sure I cover. Let's talk a little bit about pattern pulling. In pattern pulling, if you know symbols that are designed to pull energy, you can draw the symbol both with where you're bringing energy in through, and especially wherever you're pulling energy out. You have the energy of pulling the pattern out, like a yin movement, like magnetizing towards your hand. You pull the pattern down, away from the body, towards the ground if there's no bowl of salt water. And if you have a bowl of salt water, which you might have down here, throw the energy in the salt water. You need a place for the chaotic patterns, or what some people would call dirty energy, old energy, stale energy, disease energy. You need a place for those energy patterns to go. I prefer a bowl of salt water. If I don't have that, a fire. If I don't have that, then I'll put it in a place and have one or more people imagine flames to hold it. But I've learned that if you think you're imagining flames, they'll be there for a moment, then your concentration shifts, they're not always there. So it's nice to have a physical place to go. So again, whether I'm moving energy out my hand, it's like a stream of water comes out my palm. When I'm moving energy out my finger, streams of water. Different mudras move energy differently. Sometimes you'll see Qigong masters use their thumb. This is a lighter energy. It's great for reprogramming something. Sometimes you'll see them use a sword, like a little sword hand with one or two fingers. It does a more concentrated beam. When you see them using the middle three fingers, it's more like an itchy shocking energy, which is extremely cleansing. When you see them using maybe four fingers, it's more of a kundalini shocking energy. Different mudras, holding the hands in different patterns, those do very different things by how they configure the chakras and meridians and so forth, and that's another take. These audios or videos are designed to go together with the audios. They're designed to go together with things that are in my webinars and my seminars. And yes, we are looking for folks that would like to joint venture for workshops